Instructional Systems Design, created by Christine Einertson. Teaching math to 4th and 5th graders has taught me that I need to show as many real-life examples of why it's important to deliberately and systematically follow the rules and models that I'm teaching. If I'm lucky, I can find humorous examples to prove my points. Have you seen Ma and Pa Kettle's videos before? Here, they have earned 1/5 of $25 and have come to collect their money. The man in the middle of the picture is prepared to give them their $5, but Ma and Pa Kettle just shake their heads. They know, no, they insist they are owed $14. In fact, they will prove it. And the remarkable thing is they do. In fact, they prove it 3 different ways. Can you imagine that there really is 3 different ways to prove that 5 times 14 equals 25? The examples do seem logical as you look at them, but they're wrong. We have a set of rules in math that must be followed in order for everyone to get the same answers. We would have chaos if we all approached math from our own vantage points. In much the same way, instructional system design operates from a set of deliberate and systematic steps in order to find the best solution to training or performance opportunities. Instructional system design may appear to be inflexible, but the strength of this system is in the systematic and deliberate analyzation of the issue at hand. Without the laser-like focus on the issue and all the factors surrounding the training, a trainer or curriculum designer may not create the most effective solution. Michael Jordan once said, "Focus like a laser, not like a flashlight." And that is an apt metaphor for instructional systems design. According to the website Panarche, Ludwig von Bertalanffy developed the general system theory. This theory of systems, he believed, would be a useful tool providing, on the one hand, models that can be used and transferred to different fields, and on the other hand, it would prevent vague analogies being made when comparing fields. This systems theory was the beginning of the instructional systems design, where one approach to solve a training program could be used across fields. Robert Gagne's hierarchy of learning is the backbone of the model. He believes that there are 5 outcomes or domains of learning for all skills: intellectual skills, cognitive strategies, verbal information, attitude, and motor skills. An effective trainer will include outcomes for all 5 domains. Robert Glaser took this a step further, streamlined it, and again put a laser-like focus on instruction. The student curriculum designer will look at instructional goals, pre-assess what's currently occurring, train on very specific step-by-step instructional procedures, and have an assessment to ensure the instructional goals were met. Again, systematic and deliberate. The ISD model requires the needs analysis to be completed before anything else. Looking at what is already in place in the organization or setting, the trainer will next take the time to analyze the exact task and what components make up that task. Additional analysis will need to be done to ensure that the training is applicable to the personnel being targeted. After that needs analysis is completed, the trainer will look at the curriculum and design objectives. Similar to backwards design, the trainer will look at the content and determine the best methods to meet those objectives. After training, the trainer will evaluate the assessment of the students and the design of the curriculum. The United States Air Force uses instructional systems design. Their handbook, published by the Secretary of the Air Force, even states, "This handbook provides information and guidance to ensure that this system of development process is properly applied during the design of instruction for device-based aircrew training." It's a guide for Air Force personnel who acquire training for aircrew training systems or training devices to be integrated into the training system. In fact, even the Department of Homeland Security trains their officers in the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center to use instructional systems design. How can we use ISD in our classroom? There are many ways that this type of design can be implemented, and in many ways it is. We have a federally mandated response to intervention program in which research-based strategies must be used to support learning gaps for identified students. These strategies are helpful, but look at these long division problems carefully. If the teacher is not able to accurately pinpoint where the error in thinking occurs, he or she may choose the wrong strategy. Long division of decimals is much more than just decimal facts. A teacher who had created a curriculum based on an ISD model will be able to correctly identify the deficit area in his or her student. With a systematic approach to teaching the unit, the teacher would have incorporated all of those skills into the unit. When the teacher looked for an additional strategy required by the RTI process, he or she would have correctly identified the deficit, saving time and frustration. After listing the skills required to solve division, the teacher would set specific goals for the students and create the assessment to measure those skills. She would use a variety of modalities to develop the curriculum that would target those skill sets that are required. With this systematic instruction, the assessment should reflect the abilities of the students to master that content. Our county has invested in Office 365 for students and teachers alike. While it seemed like a phenomenal idea 2 years ago, we are still experiencing growing pains in my classroom. In fact, my face is probably pained as I read this. Why is it such a challenge to get the students to successfully use it? I don't know the real problem with our Office 365 confusion. Is it because we don't have the technology readily available? Is it the software? Is it inability to access it? Would they be better able to use the software if they were able to practice more often? Or is it the rules and operations that they need to follow? Using ISD would help pinpoint exactly where in the process of using Office 365 our students are. If we swing back to Mom, Pa, Kettle, we can see the value in a deliberate systematic method to train and teach students in all fields. The instructional system design model allows us to do exactly that.